just doing this video outside and sitting in the garden actually, and contemplating what the future holds for us. We all have to make it in the system somehow and work through it, get the right papers and get the right grades to be able to do jobs in our society. Everything's so controlled, it's incredible. There's no more freedom of freedom of choice here. Everybody is indoctrinated within the system. At the same time, he has to learn, and indoctrinate himself with incredible amounts of useless information that he will never use again. A good example of this is middle high school. You study for 18 years or for 6 years at high school, and then you're in school your entire life, and then you're specialized in doing one certain task, and you're not brought up to become a multifaceted human being that can be able to do multiple things, like basic agriculture to grow your own food. You're not taught to be independent. You're taught to be dependent on the system and so highly specialized that you cannot do anything else once your job has become obsolete. The economical system is a system of exploitation. We fear for our jobs day in, day out because of the economic crisis that is orchestrated and designed and engineered by them, by designers elements within our societies that control practically our economy and control what is taught at the universities and schools, from what is taught on the central banking system and monetary policy. Yes, you have to research the truth about the central banking system. I made a video about this some years ago. They control our societies. They specialize or force us to specialize in such an extent that we have become dependable on the system to such an extent that we can no longer be self-sustaining or independent. People should be brought up to become independent working people that can live from the fat of the land, literally. That they can live in a society, that they can live to become what they always want to become. And I believe in a multifaceted future where everybody will be taught to see the endless possibilities that you can become in this new golden age, in this new golden future that awaits us and that has already begun. Practically both the awakening of the people by using the internet that is still free for us to inform ourselves before they cut down on it. We are practically the beginning of a new era, the beginning of a new zeitgeist, the beginning of a new age, a new golden age. Everybody that researches the truth online comes to the insight on what is possible and what we shouldn't do, and that we can do it differently. And the more people wake up, the more they will also influence society. Right now we cannot change the system because we're a small minority globally, maybe in the millions. Nevertheless, a small minority compared to the 7 billion that are still ruled by the Zionist-controlled governments. So, yeah. The economical system is harsh. Yeah? Even to do jobs for mediocre jobs, you also need a specialization or a study. For everything that you need a study, you have to learn or 2-3 years of training to be able to do certain jobs. And if you don't do that, you cannot do that certain job. If you keep applying on jobs and you're specialized in another field, you'll never ever get other jobs. That's a difficult part of the society. It can be done differently. The problem is that people don't believe in this. They believe that the system is the only reality and the only truth, and that everybody has to abide by the system's rules and live according to that system. And that is why there's so many suicides in our society as well. It doesn't make the news, but there are many people who suicide themselves every day in the Netherlands. Also in Belgium, also in Germany, also in America, also in Norway, also in Sweden. The entire Western world is on a spiritual low level. They lost practically their hope on a better world, and I've been indoctrinated with the atheistical views of Darwinism and materialism. This is practically a spiritual dark age for our people. And one day, this new enlightening is going to be practically like a rebirth of our spirit, of our folkish feelings, or our folkish identities. It's going to be beautiful, and we will not be working, and not being able to pay the bills. Food and basic housing and basic needs will all be met by everybody. Food, healthy food, will be available for all people, and even the peasants will be paid good money for what they create, for what they grow, for what they produce. Today, everybody is working, but not at the same time not making enough money to sustain themselves within the system. And this is going to change. We're practically economical slaves, and we believe that this is the only system that exists. Cheers. So what can we do? We're slaves of the system, in this respect that we have to abide by their rules and regulations. We have to find a job, we have to be able to pay for our bills, and we have to live and buy food. But nevertheless, the more and more people wake up, more and more people will become aware, and then we can change the system from within. It is possible, although I believe that the global turning will take place before that. Nevertheless, we know what's happening globally. Massive movements of people into Europe, into North America, leading practically to a civil war status in the near future if nothing's done about it. That is horrific, the situation. Many young people can't find jobs because of the depression. And many old people have to work longer because they changed the age, retirement age here in the Netherlands and in Belgium and in Germany, because there are too many old people and the younger generation cannot cope with that. It has been all engineered to collapse practically, to be destroyed, and it's not happening out of chance or coincidence or at random. It is all planned. I just wanted to make a video about being an economical slave, the over-specialization in our society, that the people are not brought up to become independent working men in our society that can work practically anywhere by either working by doing, should be done at a very young age. And people at a very young age should already be brought up to become productive members of society. And I believe agriculture, basic needs of how to grow crops and food and how to domesticate animals and so on, should be also in our scholarly curriculum, that it should be part of the program. And even then, if it's necessary to especially bring people already up, knowing how to program in different languages, to be able to develop software that we need for the new age. There's a lot of ways of making the system better, and I'm just thinking loud about it. Anyhow, this was my video about the economical slave. Feel free to leave a comment and rate this video, and cheers.